All right, let's talk about this real quickly. The Cowboys love the low ball situation, and I'm not trying to beat the Cowboys up. That's just a situation that the Cowboys do. They like to low ball their guys, and that's just how it is. James Washington contract, first and foremost, brilliant. $1 million with $152,000 signing bonus, right? That's his base. $1 million. We're just going to say $1 million. And then for the other guy, Dante Fowler, he signed a $2.9 million base contract with, I believe, $1 million signing bonus, which is good stuff. And this is what the Cowboys do. We like to lowball the situation, right? And then we get the player and we say, hey, prove it. Prove it that you are worthy to play for this team. And that is a unique strategy because not everybody is willing to sip that brand of coffee for 1 year. And that's just how that goes. There's no way that you can literally say, yeah, that's a good deal for the agent. But it is a good situation for the team. It's a team-friendly situation because you don't have to worry about the cap being such a big hit. And then on top of that, if the player do not work out, then you cut your losses and you keep it moving. But here's the problem. Not everybody is willing to go on that type of deal. Now, granted, the Cowboys love to not dance too much in the free agency. They pretty much the bread and butter or the lifeblood for this team, the draft. We tend to draft pretty well. And when we look at everything and contextualize what the Cowboys been doing, we've been drafting pretty well. Now, outside of Taco Charlton and especially LVE, we just didn't really hit on that. And one can argue about, early draft picks out of the early draft pick out of Tristan Hill is not panning out for us so far. And one can argue as well, giving up a first-round draft pick for Amari Cooper definitely didn't work out for us. And then you end up paying the man $100 million, and for 2 years you get rid of him. But that's the story of a different day. The Cowboys didn't know how to utilize him. He's going off to Cleveland. So what should the Cowboys do now? They bringing in some guys for the 30 visit. Of course, Chris Olave, Treylon Burks. I think that those two guys are very, very remarkable wide receivers. They're pretty good, but the Cowboys still have holes on the defensive side as it relates to those trenches. Shout out to Carlos Watkins. He got signed. I can't wait to see his numbers, by the way. But I'm hard-pressed about the way the philosophy of the Cowboys are working. Because especially we can clearly look into this thing and say Jaron Reed was there. And I can't wait to see his numbers. He went off to Green Bay land. But last season, Jaron Reed had 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and he was real good against the run. He can stop that run. Now, Carlos Watkins had his best season with the Cowboys, right? I think he generated 1 sack and 1 pick six. Shout out to him. But we need more from that interior so that Parsons can run free and whoever else will be the other linebacker on his team can run free. Is it LVE? That's the situation there. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. To really get right back into the groove of things, and I know we like to wait till after the draft to really go crazy in the free agent. That's when everybody's price is super low. You still got the Honey Badger out there, right? He's liking and following the Cowboys tweets and everything. He even followed the fake Stephen Jones. So that's crazy, right? That's just how this thing goes. The Cowboys really need to find some help on guys. But we signed J-Ron Kearse, right? So that's a situation and a half, right? We got our safety already scheduled to play for the 2022 season. But here's the thing. You do not stop there. No. The Cowboys need to really look into this thing. And there's one guy that I hope the Cowboys can at least bring in for a cup of coffee, J.C. Tretter. He only allowed 10 pressures last season, gave up 1 sack, and allowed 1 quarterback hit. And, of course, The penalties situation, he had 5 penalties. That's not bad, especially looking back at what we had as relates to that center last season. And he got positional flex. He's center/guard. Oh, by the way, Cowboy Nation, hear me out. He was on the team when Mike McCarthy was coaching over there in Green Bay land. He played with Green Bay, and he got traded to the Cleveland Browns, I believe, or got picked up by the Cleveland Browns. But neither here nor there. He's a free agent, and I believe he can help this team out tremendously, especially on that front 5. We need help there, baby. And would it be better going into the draft knowing that you got a veteran at that spot? Let's be real with this thing, Cowboy Nation. We got a big hole at left guard. We got a big hole at center, man. Look, Tyler Biadasz, we like what he brings to the table, the growth aspect of that, but we still need more. We declare more. We demand more. And I don't think that this Cowboys organization should be looking at the draft saying we only need to fill in that left guard spot. No, best player available, of course, but they need to be making sure that they cross every T and dot every I, basically. Technically speaking, Cowboy Nation. Now, with this whole information about Bobby Wagner going to L.A., and I'm quite sure they will shut the whole city down. They locking the building up, making sure that he will not be able to leave until they get a contract done. It's pretty much you can stick a fork in it, right? He's from L.A. He's down there in L.A. They invited him out there. They had to like what they see out of it. So now it's only on the money side of whether or not he's going to sign a term deal with the L.A. Rams. You see, that's how you handle business. You bring him in, you lock the city down, you throw away the key. Now, it could be a situation he know how to sneak up out of there, but I'm quite sure that they're going to make sure that they put elbows to elbows in that room, sweat to sweat, and say, hey, man, we just coming off of a Super Bowl. We want to keep that high, and we think that you can be the piece that help out this team on the defensive. And on top of that, with the extra edge philosophy of your brain and mind, you can help out Ernest Jones over there. You can help out a slew of those guys on the defense. And I'm quite sure that Aaron Donald is coming back for another cup of coffee. They're going to be looking at it like, hey, trying to get back to the Super Bowl. No days off, basically. Competition breeds competition. You want iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. Now, while we fiddle-faddling around with Dorrance Armstrong, LVE, and, that whole situation there, Dorrance Armstrong, do you think you could be a starter? They trying to get some players that actually earned it out there on the field. Not saying that Dorrance Armstrong didn't earn it, but they trying to get some qualified caliber players that can be a difference maker. That's the better way to say it, because I'm not saying that Dorrance Armstrong is not earning it. He had his best career last season with 5 sacks. And not all sacks are created equal, right? But there should be a true competition with Dante Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong, right? And Dante Fowler was once, recruited by Dan Quinn. We learned that from the interview with Brittany Johnson, I believe, from the DallasCowboys.com. Appreciate her. Beautiful interview, by the way. And we learned also that, of course, we kind of saw that from the Jacksonville Jaguars, at the end spell of that, Dan Quinn said, hey, come on over to Atlanta. But he only had a year and a half or less than a year with him. So now he got a full ride, a full off season with the complete focus in on that defense, right? He's not the head coach over here in Dallas. One can argue, and some can say that they would like for him to be the head coach. But Dan Quinn, you got your weapon now, man. Make some things happen with Fowler. See if you can improve his skill set and overall, right? He was a 3rd overall draft pick in 2015. So there's talent in there. And if you've seen it once, you can see it again. So they just need to harness that talent and let it spill out on the field. But also, don't give him a comfortable bed. No. Don't give him anything comfortable. Let him fight and claw for it, especially with D.A., Dorrance Armstrong, looking to be the starter in that same position, right? So this team got some loose ends that they got to tie up. Hopefully we do that before the draft, but if not, we can still be positive and say to ourselves, the Dallas Cowboys are going to draft somebody good. They are. They're going to draft somebody good. They brought in Kenyon Green, right? And, I'm big on Zion Johnson. And they also brought in the Marvin Leal, but, that's way down the line draft pick for us, right? And they also said that they liked the kid from Ole Miss, Sam Williams, I believe that's his name, the edge rusher. But we focus, and we will be ready for the draft time for your mind. And then, of course, after the draft, we'll be ready to make some deals. Hopefully, Cowboy Nation, post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. Cowboy Nation, it is what it is at this point. Shout out, like I said before, shout out to James Washington, shout out to Carlos Watkins, shout out to J Rock, shout out to him, and shout out to Dante Fowler, right? And who else we signed? LVE and the punt kicker. I left him out. Shout out to those boys. We like our guys type of philosophy, bringing back some of the guys that already been here, and we showing the office area to James Washington and Fowler. We showing him around. Hopefully these guys can make an imprint on this team. But, man, player evaluation is 365. Jerry Jones, John Stephen Jones, go make it happen. This is a zero-excuse business. You let Bobby Wagner slip through your hands. He's going to the Rams now, by the way. It should be the situation for him. But we can't fold up like a wallet or a lawn chair. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.